Howdy y'all, welcome back to Rat's Nest Hot Rods. In this video we are going to show block sanding a firewall, which I have lots of thoughts on now that I've had to shave a firewall, or made myself shave a firewall. And then we're going to do the rear quarter rocker and sail panel and part of the rear deck back there later. This is the second shooting of the feather fill and slick sand. So this is the fourth, fifth, and sixth coats of both of those. We had an earlier video where I blocked that down, the first three coats, and now we're on to the second one. This one will have some different items in it, and also show starting to get the body lines straightened up going down the side. So I think there'll be some valuable information in there. We'll speed a lot of it up because it is it's block sanding. My thoughts on shaving a firewall: I think they look great, and maybe once I get this all done I will change my mind, but it has been a colossal amount of work to get that thing flat there, basically cutting out large sections of the firewall and welding in panels, and and then the filler work, and then getting into places that are not the easiest. Hasn't been fun. Of course, I could have held off on rebuilding the front end, but now it's there and I don't want to take it apart, so I'm just working around it. So you'll see me popping in and out throughout this beginning section here. We'll get creative, cutting up some smaller blocks, cutting up large blocks to make smaller blocks to get into areas. We'll run a little 2-inch DA. As you can see, we'll run the air file for a little bit here to get into all these spots, and then eventually come back with body filler, which I left that part out of this video. But stay tuned. I think, like I said, there's some informative stuff in here, a little bit different than the earlier videos. And yeah, this is the second block session for the entire car. Sit tight, enjoy some music. Like I said earlier, you're gonna. I needed to use a variety of blocks, and the main reasoning for that was getting into some of these spots was not easy. The lip was there, I was racking my hands on everything, trying to use the smaller blocks, and so I brought out the old school kind of clamp down style here, where I can get my hand on it. But I'll use the paint sticks by 3M, the plastic mock paint sticks, basically for blocking to get into areas. This guy right here, we'll use the 2-inch DA. We'll use cut down little hard blocks, anything to get the job done. So keep watching, and remember, just because the blocks that you have in your box don't fit doesn't mean you can't make yourself something that will work.
So gone mad, baby, you'll be hammered. The cops have been called, they're gonna throw you in the slammer. The TV control doctor wants to dress you up in curtains, like a phone sold dynamo. Nothing is for certain. Well, tomorrow you take Santa Fe, but we're addicted to Jim neighbors. We lost our way. She ain't gonna take my golden years this time. She ain't gonna drive my homemade beer this time. The supermarket girls, they get to you. The secrets that they tell you ain't always true.
Here's what I'm talking about. This is the block that I had to cut down to get into some of these spots, and just took some heavy duty scissors and cut it into a variety of shapes that I thought would work. And pretty much was the only way to get in there. I didn't want to get in there and use my fingers, because then I really screw things up when I do that. And yeah, so sometimes you got to sacrifice these things, but hang on to those smaller pieces. You'll use them again in the future.
And you better stay out late. She's running with some other brother down in the Blade. When you're in town, say hello to the lovers on the bridge. With a country western capacity to give all you can give. On the wasted magic road, always coming in last. Right behind Leonard Skinner, baby, you met your match. I'm real paranoid cause of old robots now know who I am. Pretending that the day began at 3 a.m. Ain't gonna, no, not this time. She ain't gonna, no, not this time. She ain't gonna, no, not this time. She ain't gonna, no, not this time. Now listen, man, you better stay out late. She's running with some other brother down in the blood. Some other brother down on the Blade. You like the boots that make you feel dirty. The 18-year-old mascara turns out to be 30. By American Pie for 6.5 hours straight. You're chained to your chair and you just gotta wait. Well, I know I'm wrong, but I think I may be right. With a waiting room blues and a bottle of liquid night. She ain't gonna borrow my truck this time. She ain't gonna drink my homemade beer this time. The supermarket girls, they get to...
As you can see, that firewall is a lot of work, and like I said, I don't know if I'll do it again, but when you got a dead flat shaved firewall and I see them at shows, I think they're pretty badass, so I figured I'd give it a try on this car. We're going to move over to the rear quarter, sail panel, rockers, and all that stuff, and then give you some tips on getting these super long body lines straight, or at least the ones that I put into play to kind of guide myself along. Long process. All this block sanding is a very long process. This is, like I said, the second block sanding session. Between each sessions, there's been 3 coats of feather fill or slick sand. We're going to knock this down, and then in the next video we'll be putting on the high build urethane primer for the first time, and going through that process in that blocking session. So lots of blocking to come. If you don't like blocking videos, then you probably shouldn't pay attention for a few months. Alright, let's get to it.
The secrets that they tell you ain't always true. Now listen, man, you better stay out late. She's running with some other brother down in the blood.
Alright, we're going to lay that, as you can see, we've laid the tape line down. I put some marks on the top, thinking I could go back and use them to put the tape in the same spot, but it doesn't work out because I sanded it off. So you don't need to do that part, but if you watch the fenders when I did them, it's the same method. Put the tape on the top of the line or the bottom line, sand up or down to it, then switch the tape over to the other side and sand that side, and work your way into it really slowly. I'm actually in real time. I've blocked this one more time since the video you're watching, and used pretty much the same method. It works pretty good. You just gotta take your time and really kind of work your way into it. So let's get into it, and you can watch me continue to work my ass off for your viewing pleasure.
Now you've been talking to the workers. they haven't heard a word you're saying. They talk about you behind your back and wait from behind counters of laundromats. You know if you lost your way, they know you ran aground. They know it takes a lot of soul to sound so insincere. You've had fountains built in your honor, and now in the water you see a hint of blood. It spilled until it could spill no longer, and now you're weak, but you think you're strong. Now the workers are thirsty. There's been a real long drought. It takes more than just a storm to sound so insincere. Now you've always known your fate, still you dress yourself up pretty. There's armies underground, now they're marching, but you don't hear a sound. For 21 years you knew it, but still you have your doubts that it takes a lot of soul to sound so insincere. Your eyes look, but they
The best part about sanding these body lines like this is taking the soft block and mowing over that sharp line and making it a not so crisp line, kind of rounded over like it was from the factory. I think it looks a lot better, and it also means that I'm done sanding on that part for right now until I spray it with high build again and have to do it again. You'll see I did top and bottom 2 times. The next the video in the future when I do it, I'll tape up and down 3 times, just whatever it takes to get me there. And you also noticed maybe I used that plexiglass sanding block to kind of give a flatter appearance, or sometimes it feels like I'm making a flatter panel with that. I'm not sure if it really is that much better than that big Durablock, but I like to use it to switch things up, mainly to keep myself invested in the job. All right, we're going to do the bottom of these rear quarters and then hop up to the sail panel, and we'll spray some high build on this.
do not see. You lost your last guard tower, but you're still not free. It takes a lot of secret control. It takes more alarms than you know. It takes a nation without a soul to sound so insincere. I wait alone in the basement like I'm strung out of speed. I'm trying to be patient. I can't face this truth. I start to panic as another man fucks my girl up in the attic. Up in attic. Now I'm really hurt bad by this sweet girl now. We're so innocent when we first started out. She's a young girl and she don't treat herself right. She never knew what she was giving up that night. He broke her down. They lived together, her emotions changed a little colder every day. He broke her down, now I found she's got work.
All right, we're going to tease the next video. I'm not going to put it in here because this is getting too long. And we'll do this shot, urethane high build, and then the block session after that. In the next video, or one in the near future. I've got some other ones to back up and take care of, and get out there. This is the Air Gunsa, my other Air Gunsa that I use for high build urethane primers and cheaper jobs. This is a really great gun for somebody starting out. It does everything. This kit comes with a 1.8, a 1.5, and a 1.3, and I'm going to use the 1.8 on this 4-to-1 high build primer that is basically rebranded U-Pole high build 4-to-1. So it works really good. It does shrink, so you got to take your time and wait. I waited 30 days before I started sanding on it, and that seemed to work pretty good. So we'll leave it at that. I appreciate all the likes, the subscriptions, and comments. Keep them coming. Keep the questions coming. And yeah, I appreciate y'all, and hope everybody's getting something from this. Hope they're not too long, but we do have some block sanding to do, and it could get boring. But if I had gotten to see these videos, 4 or 5 years ago, I would have watched them all and ate them all up and trying to learn as much as I can. But you're not really going to learn until you get out there and do it yourself, so don't be afraid of it. It's just a car. It's just paint. You can spray more, and you can get another car if you screw it up that bad. All right. Peace and grease, sucker.